everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques and Restoration. In this tutorial, I thought I would show you guys how to do a clean glaze with using polycrylic. That's this stuff. This stuff used to be like my nemesis, but I have grown to love this product. But it can cause a lot of headaches with people. I've done a couple tutorials, so check back in my channel. I've done quite a few with this product, how to apply it. In this tutorial, I'm not going to really show you how to apply this. I'm going to show you how to do a clean glaze with it. So the first thing that I've done, you can see I have this antique buffet behind me. I have it laying on its back because I'm going to apply the polycrylic first on top of this. So what I've done to prep this piece, after I apply my last coat of paint, in between my coats of paint, in order to get like a buttery smooth surface, I do lightly sand in between every coat of paint or stain, and I use 400 to 500 grit sandpaper wrapped around a felt block, and then I apply my top coat or my next coat of paint. So I'm done applying my paint on this piece. I'm done sanding it. I sanded it afterwards, and when I say sand, lightly sand it, and so now it's really smooth and I'm ready to apply this first coat. Okay, so I'm going to do a time-lapse video of me applying the polycrylic, and I'm probably going to do 2 coats of this, and then I'm going to apply my black glaze, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create an aged look. I have some nooks and crannies and grooves on the front doors here that I really want to make pop, and I want that glaze to get into the crevices. So glazing is great on a piece where you have ornate woodworking details. You can apply it on surfaces that are flat, but it does work best where there's somewhere where the glaze can get into, grab hold of it, and make an area pop for you. So that is what I'm going to teach you guys how to do right now. So I'm going to go apply this in a time-lapse video. I'm going to use a 2-inch foam brush. I'm going to wrap a nylon booty around it, and I'm going to get going on this. Here we go. Hello, my YouTube people. So I am done applying 2 coats of the polycrylic over the front of this antique buffet. She's looking very nice. I'm very excited to start the glazing process. So I'm going to be using a product by General Finishes. It is called Pitch Black. It is water-based. It looks like this. They also have some other glaze colors, like a brown. I think they have a white now. Go look them up, see what other glazes they have. This is definitely pitch black. Looks a little scary. If you've never glazed before, it is going to be intimidating to you, because right now you have this nice clean looking piece and you may want to stop right there and not do anything more. And then the thought of putting black now on this may freak you out a little bit, but have no fear, my people. Have no fear. This is easy. This is super easy. So the reason why we're putting the glaze on after we've put a top coat, this is what's so important here, is that we need the surface to be slippery. We need a barrier between that paint and the glaze, and that top coat serves as this barrier, so when we put the glaze on, we can manipulate it. We can wipe it off as much as we want. Now, if we didn't put that top coat on and we put glaze on top of our paint, we would get what's called more of like a muddy look. Some people like that. I've done a YouTube video on that as well. Go check that out. So what I'm going to do here, this is considered a clean glaze, which means when we put that glaze on, it should wipe off very easily in the areas where I don't want it. So what you're going to need, gloves, of course. This gets a little messy, and I prefer to use good old wet wipes. I'm a mom of 2. Thankfully, my kids are out of diapers. Thank you, Jesus. I am out of that phase. But I still get wet wipes. I love to have them around in my workshop. I love to wipe off excess glue with them. I just find that they're very helpful. I have them in my truck all the time. I have them in the bathroom. I have them everywhere in my house. So I'm always having wet wipes. So use wet wipes. I find that they work well with removing the glaze. And then I also get a couple different size brushes because you just never know what you may need. So just grab like a whiter one and then like a medium size one and then like a really fine tip one. So I'm gonna put some glaze in this area here, and there's like all these different little grooves, and if I find that I'm not getting it way down in there, maybe I'll use my finer brush to get in there. So let's get started. Enough with me jabbering. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna first do this pink area here. So I'm gonna get it all over this, and I definitely want it to go on the edges here. Yep, this will freak you out. You got your black on and you're like, what in the world am I doing to my piece of furniture? I must be ruining it. No, you're not. So you're gonna get it all in there like so, around it, and then we're gonna wipe it off. Got my wet wipe. And this takes a little time. Don't stress. Glazing is time consuming because you're just doing a lot of applying and then just a lot of wiping off. So that takes a little time to do. So I really wanted it to rest into these upper areas. And I'm gonna do a close-up so you guys can see. And it's settling exactly where I want it to settle. And I'm just taking this wet wipe and wiping the excess off. It seems a little counterproductive putting on a product and then wiping it off, but it's going to give you awesome results. Gives you just some nice contrast. Makes those areas pop. Because sometimes when you put on, I found with this piece, the white paint, it's so white, and these pink areas here, they're just too pink. And I need some definition, some more depth to the area, and that's what I'm hoping this glaze will bring to this area, because on the side I have these really cute transfers, floral transfers on the side, and they have like a black trim on them, so I think this black glaze will coordinate well with that. So can you guys see? So I'm wiping it off and it's just settling into the areas on the top. It's creating a really cool shadow effect. So I'm gonna quit filming. I'm gonna do the rest of this and then I'll show you guys a close-up of it. Okay? See ya in a second. Okay, you guys, I am done with this side here with the black glaze, and I really like how it turned out. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up of it in a minute, but if I would show you all the wet wipes I used, this process can get very messy and you have to be patient with it. You can manipulate it around for a while, but then it does dry. So you do have a window of where you can work with it. You can wipe it off. At first, I was just gonna put it along the edges, but then I got some of the glaze on the center part, and I liked how it aged it and how it darkened it. just because once I show you the side of this piece, I want this piece to cohesively work all together. Let me see if I can flip it here so you can see it. I've got two pretty transfers on the side here. And there, I hope you get a good look-see. So these transfers have some really pretty pinks in them. That's what I tried to pull out here in the front. And then the transfer also has like a nice black border. So I wanted to bring that, all that color together. I felt like it just being that bright pink, it was just, I don't know, it was just like too bleh to me. It was just too pink. I needed to soften it a little bit, and that's what this black glaze does. And from the side, once I show you a close-up here, you can see the black that just kind of like pooled into these little crater areas here, and it really looks cool. It's got this really, really cool antique look to it, and that's exactly what I wanted to achieve with the glaze. So what's great with glaze is you can put on as much as you want or as little as you want, or in what certain areas that you want. Just know that, you know, you can manipulate it, you know. At one point here, I wanted the glaze to stay on more so in this center area here. So then I used a dry cloth and just wiped it back, and most of the glaze then will stay. If you want most of the glaze to be removed, you'll want to use like a wet cloth or a wet wipe in order for that to be removed as well. Now, you're going to get glaze on areas where you're like, oh, I didn't want it to go there. So just take a wet wipe, scrub it a little bit, remove it. I found in one area I couldn't get my wet wipe in there, so I took my brush, a brush like this, with my water spritzer, and I sprayed it like so, and then I just went along the areas where it got into areas that I didn't want the glaze, and then it wiped right off. So there, don't fret, you can usually wipe away glaze on areas that you got it on where you didn't want to get it on, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a close-up right now of the area that I glazed, and you guys can see how it looks. Okay, everyone, here's that side view I wanted you to see. There's my transfers. And you can see here from the side already, do you see those little black areas? That's where the glaze, I'm pointing them out to you, where the glaze settled in, and I love how it gives it some more dimension as opposed to the other one that I haven't finished yet. Do you see how the other one's just kind of flat? This one gives it more dimension, and I think it just works better with the look that I'm trying to achieve with this antique buffet. Bring it up closer here. There you go. Now you can see it. There it is from the front. So I'll be adding some glaze down into these little areas right here. I'll be putting some in this little center area here. Obviously, I'm gonna do the little burst right here on this side. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of glaze to these little, they're almost like little scalloped areas right here. And then I should be done with this piece. Okay everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial on using polycrylic and black glaze. This is Biscuit. Do you want to say your toodaloo real quick? Okay, say your toodaloo. Aw, aw, thank you for the kissies. I love your little dog kissies, they're the best. Okay you guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do so. That button is in the right lower hand corner. It is a red button, just click on it, and then you guys will get notifications every time I upload a new tutorial. It's almost always on furniture restoration. Biscuit's sitting in his dog bed and he's all just like, it's almost always on furniture restoration tips and little tutorials on how to achieve certain looks, whatnot. If you guys have any questions about this tutorial on black glaze, let me know. I'm here to help. Just drop it in the comment section. I'm pretty quick to respond. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Keep your sanity out there. I know it's crazy right now, but my advice, get creative. Get a little do-it-yourself project. Distract yourself a little bit. If there's a piece of furniture that's been sitting in your basement, in your attic, I don't know where it's at, but you've been meaning to get your hands on it and do something, grab it. Let's do it. If you got any questions, you don't know where to start, send me a message. I'm happy to help. Okay, you guys, till next time, I will see you soon. Bye now.